Assume the given sample data below is being used to estimate the population proportion and calculate the margin of error. They tell us the confidence level is 98%, and they say out of 800 trials, 29% were successful. Alright, so we're asking you to calculate the margin of error. That means we're basically performing the first 3 steps of constructing a confidence interval for the population proportion. The first step of those, then, is to actually copy down all the information. So I'm going to start by writing down that n is equal to 800 because there were 800 total trials. I'll need a p-hat, I'll need a q-hat, a confidence level, and I'll need an alpha for the problem. The p-hat is just the sample proportion, so we're looking for a percent that represents the percent that were successful. In this case, it's 29%, so 0.29. Now, q-hat is the complement of p-hat. In other words, it's just 1 minus p-hat to find q-hat. So in this case, that'll be 1 minus 0.29, and that is just 0.71. The confidence level is given as 98%. And then we need alpha, and alpha is just 1 minus the confidence level, or in other words, 2%, because 2% and 98% add to 100%. The second step of the process is to determine the z alpha divided by 2 critical value. Alpha divided by 2 is going to be 1%, since alpha is 2%, so half of that is 0.01. So we need to go to a z or a t table to get this critical z value. I prefer to use the t table because it gives us more decimal places, and it's also a little easier to use. So let's go to the t table and look up 0.01 in one tail. Alright, so here we are in the t table. We're looking up 0.01, and we're going to go straight to the bottom where the critical z values are located. At the bottom, we can see the answer is 2.326. So we have 2.326 as our critical z value. Now we need to fill in the formula for the margin of error. That's simply going to be the formula E is equal to z alpha divided by 2 times the square root, which has p hat, q hat, divided by n underneath it. Okay, so let's continue that up here with the actual values. The z alpha divided by 2 is 2.326. Then we'll have the square root of our p hat, which is 0.29, times our q hat, which is 0.71. Then we will divide that by n, which is 800. Let's just show how this is entered into the calculator, and that'll be the end of the problem. Okay, so we'll type in 2.326 times the square root. Then we'll do 0.29 times 0.71, and then we hit divide by 800. Close up that square root, press enter, and we get the answer 0.037.